Hello YouTube, this is Goddard Radio Moscow here again with another beer review. Now for this one I want to take you to somewhere really random that you probably would never in a million years associate with having some of the best craft beer in the world that you can find. And this is actually one of my personal favourite breweries. I only actually discovered them a few months ago, but I really like the stuff that they produce. So for today I have for you the Einstök Pale Ale, which comes to you from Akureyri in the north of Iceland. Very beautiful country apparently. My friends and I are going to visit it next summer, and I really look forward to it. We'll see if we can get a trip to the Einstock Brewery, and I'm really looking forward to it. Very beautiful place apparently. But anyway, for those of you who are interested in the history of the brewery, I'll just take you through that just now and tell you a little bit about the company. But if you're simply interested in the tasting section of the beer, then feel free, fast forward to the last few minutes of the video and you'll catch that. But anyway, now the Einstock Brewery Einstök Brewery was founded in 2010 by Americans Bernard Labori, David Altshuler and Jack Sichterman, who are all self-confessed beer geeks. I believe they're all from California, but Jack used to work for Harley Davidson while David is a lawyer, and I'm pretty sure that he deals with all the legal aspects associated with the company. But the foundation of the brewery was basically the water in Iceland, and it's one of the purest in the world, if not the purest. But this is due to the high magnesium and calcium content associated with the volcanic environment that you have up there in Iceland. But apparently this is the major selling point of the brewery. Now the three men teamed up with a company called Vífilfell, and these guys are beverage bottlers and distributors, and actually one of Iceland's most respected companies. But the company also owned the Viking Brewery in Akureyri, which is in the north of Iceland, very central in the north of Iceland I would say. But this is where the collaboration began. Now Akureyri is just 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle, and it's a small fishing port town, but the water in this area flows from rain and prehistoric glaciers down the Hlíðarfjall mountain. Sorry if my pronunciation's a little bit off of these, but this flows down the Hlíðarfjall mountain and through the lava fields, and apparently this is the purest water in the world, so they say. But the collaboration also includes a man called Baldur Karason, and he is the master brewery, and he was born in a small town called Siglufjordur in the north of Iceland, and he moved to Akureyri in 1981. Now after completing his school education in the city, he began to work for the Viking Brewery in quality control and food science. And it was there that his interest in craft beer originated. Now in 1993 he left Iceland to study in the prestigious brewing programme at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh in Scotland, becoming the first Icelandic person to do this in 50 years. But upon his return to Iceland he became the head brewer at the Viking Brewery, where he introduced several new recipes and increased the overall production of the brewery. And he's also worked very closely with Löwenbräu from Germany, Carlsberg in Denmark, and also the Domens Institute in Germany. So he has a very advanced knowledge of brewing, and this makes him the ideal brewer for Einstock. Now interestingly though, while the company is based in Iceland, their biggest market so far is California, where the founders are all based, as I mentioned earlier. But they recently launched in Florida, and they also have a fairly significant export market in the United Kingdom. But they say that Iceland is their primary release market, but the reason for their big presence is California. One, because they are based there, and also the fact that Iceland only has a very small population of about 320,000 people. It's a very small country, but they're very successful. I mean, they had a crash recently with their financial services, but they basically allowed them to fail, and they've really rebuilt their economy. They're a real example of how to run your country properly. But the marketing slogan for the Einstock Brewery in the USA is "Drink, Conquer, Repeat," and they say that this is the battle cry for modern Vikings for the great adventures ahead. And it's actually quite funny, if you scroll through their Facebook page, it also seems as if they have a liking for the Marvel Thor film. So there's obviously somebody within the brewery that really enjoys their sort of Nordic mythology and the Viking image and stuff like that you associate with the Nordic countries in Europe. But in addition to the pale ale, the company also do a white ale, a toasted porter, both of which have actually won awards, and these have year-round availability. But they also do a Christmas Doppelbock, which has also won a gold medal in one of the big international beer festivals. But I'm sure I saw on one stage at on their Facebook that they're introducing another special edition beer quite soon, but don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. But anyway, let's get on with the tasting of this beer. I'm quite excited to actually do the video for this one for you. I'll bring the camera up again quickly, just let you have a little look at the bottle art here. It explains to you a little bit on the back just what I've kind of gone through there with you in the review of the thing. But this is, as you can see, the bottle cap has the nice battle axes on it as well, which is pretty cool. I really like these bottles. They've kind of done it really nicely, and they have that sort of Nordic feel to them. You see what I mean when you have a look at some pictures of like Sweden and Iceland and Norway and all of these places. But I'll just tell you a little bit about the things that are on the label itself. Now, Einstök, the word is Icelandic for unique, and this is what they say about having the purest water in the world. They say it's because there's nothing else in the world like it, and I agree. These beers are very, very unique. I've had this one in the white ale before. These are really, really good beers. But the north, as you can see here, they have the coordinates. I'll just bring that up for you. It's north 65, west 18, and this is the shorthand version basically of writing the brewery's location within Akureyri. Now, also, the one that was also mentioned on the tasting sheet was this word, Seframlider, and this means a speciality brew in Iceland. And obviously, the word in Icelandic for toast is skal. Sorry if my pronunciation's a bit wrong there, but that's one of the major things they pointed out on the website and the tasting sheet. Incidentally, I'll put the brewery website into the description for you, and you can have a little look at that yourself. But anyway, let's get this guy open and get the tasting done. I'm really excited for this one. Just pop that there, and there we are, sorted. This one hasn't gone crazy like some of my beers have before, but anyway, let's get this guy out. You can smell it just when it's coming out already. This one is a nice pale ale. Try and get a bit of head on that. It's got quite a nice bubbly head to it, this one. To say, it's a really kind of nice amber coppery colour, really, really nice looking beer actually. The head's kind of going to dissipate quite quickly, I think, just by looking at it. As I said, mainly a bubbly head. There are some bubbles kind of visible in this one, kind of just going up to the surface. I would say this beer actually kind of has a sort of more a light amber colour. There is just a little hint of copperiness in there to that colour. It's a really, really nice looking beer, I have to say. In terms of the aroma, some quite caramel and nutty elements to it. It's got a nice kind of hoppy aroma and kind of it's a little bit of a citrus fruitiness to it as well, I would say. It's quite cool to have that caramel nuttiness to it. It smells to me like quite a wet beer as well. I never really smelt it before, I just tasted it and I really enjoyed it. But let's get on with the tasting of this one. Yeah, this is really good as I remember it. But the taste, yeah, the taste is very, very malty, I would say. I actually forgot to say with this one, it's a 5.6% pale ale, and it uses pale ale, crystal and chocolate malts apparently, and there's also the American Cascade hops and some Bavarian hops in here as well. So you should get, that'll be where the citrus element comes from, the Cascade hops. But as I say, the taste is very malty, which you'll get from the sort of crystal and pale ale malts, I would say. Quite darkly malts actually. That'll probably be the chocolate malt influencing that. But in terms of the flavour, yeah, it's very malty, and the citrus is in there as well. And I'm getting the caramel and toffee element to it as well. On the aftertaste, I'd say it's mainly the sort of caramel taste and the citrus element to it as well. But yeah, on the mouth, it's very, very light, very clean and crisp. It's very unique tasting. Like I was talking about the water supply there, you'll never find a pale ale that actually tastes like this. Most of the pale ales I've done recently have been a lot more fruity than this. And this has that really nice caramel element to it. But they say that they're very proud of what they put in the bottle of these beers, and I have to agree with them. Really, really good beers. I'm very impressed with these. But on the mouth, as I say, quite light, very clean and crisp. The carbonation is kind of just right. It's medium carbonated and it goes down very well. These are very easy drinking beers, these ones. And it has a very, very slight bitterness at the end. Well, maybe not a slight bitterness, a sort of medium bitterness, I would say. And it has dry on the finish too. But a really good pale ale. And like they say, the name Einstock being unique, these are unique because they come from a very, very beautiful country, somewhere, as I said earlier, that you would not associate with having some of the best craft beer around. But anyway, I would say overall this is a really, really nice beer. I quite highly rate it, but I'm maybe a bit biased because this is one of my favourite breweries. And as I say in some of my videos, beer is subjective, so you might not like this beer so much, but I really enjoy this one. And the company have very, very good ratings for their beer. I would say to you, I highly recommend that you try these if you get the chance. Like I say, they also have the toasted porter and the white ale, which I would also recommend. I've not actually tried the porter yet, I say though, but no doubt it will be a very good beer. And the Doppelbock will also be coming in season as well. But this, I would say, this one, the pale ale, is a good introduction to the brewery, because the more popular ones are actually the white ale and the porter. So I would say this is probably a bit more of a mild introduction to the brewery. So I would recommend that you try this one first as your starting point for the brewery. But I can assure you, with this brewery, you will not be disappointed. Definitely check them out, and I'm really looking forward to visiting the Viking Brewery in Akureyri in Iceland with my friends next year. But anyway, thanks again for watching my beer reviews. I hope you found them informative and you don't think I'm rambling or whatever. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe and share the videos. My next reviews, I'm sure, will I want to revisit Canada. I've got a Canadian beer, and I'm also due another visit to Australia, so you'll see them in the next couple of days. But thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube jazz, and let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comments section if you've tried it. So I'll catch you soon. You've been watching Goddard Radio Moscow. Cheers.